Transaction Analyst. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is a subscriber request for Solana, SOL. So I've got it here in terms of the Bitcoin pair. So this is the length of the time period of data I've got. So it's from April-ish. So I get a lot of people that comment. I've had a look through all of these. Even the US dollar one's very short. So if you're gonna comment that this coin's been around since 1982 or whatever, send me a link to charting software that shows me a longer time frame and I'll have a look at it. I can only work with what I've got here, and I use Coinigi. So given that there's not a lot of history here, I've framed up support and resistance. That's these orange lines here. And so the coin is uptrending and it's made a new high, which is a positive. Volume is, it's picked up with these spikes, which is good, but you know, there's not a huge, it's not a huge spike. So I'm guessing this coin's relatively new. Also, I would point out too, when people see, when you have previous highs, not just all-time highs, but you know, let's say that was a previous high. When price comes into it, expect this. This is very, you know, this is high probability here. Price doesn't just pound through all-time highs. It'll wash it, retrace. The retrace was tested and came back. So that wick, if you're looking for a short-term exit, when price comes back into it, you could exit. And then, you know, you would have exited, say, at 1800. It gives you the opportunity to buy back in as low as, say, 1300. You know, you probably would have get in at 1400. So you know, it's giving you the opportunity to buy back in at a lower price. All that's very, you know, that's all that stuff there is very high probability. And so you've had a retrace back to support, and then price has worked its way out and pushed up. This bar that closed without any substantial selling pressure was indicative that it was going to push higher. So it's gone through to the next resistance and the next resistance, and again this wick here is indicative that you're going to get a retrace. So if you're in this coin, I just hold it. If you're looking to get into this coin, and again, this is the opportunity to sell. So you know, when that bar paints in, just hit the sell button right there, or wait for price to retrace in there. But you want to see the retrace fairly quickly, like here. Right? Don't let this come down, leave big wicks and come in and then hit that retrace short. It's like hitting the short here, right? That retrace is going to be not workable. So you know, that retrace should happen fairly soon, usually. So where would I be looking to get into this coin? So I would see that wick here first. So, you know, the expectation is for support to hold, but it's kind of working its way through support, which is okay. So I'm going to drill down to the hourly, but you know, on the daily bar, I'd kind of have a look there, and that green line is also roughly 50% of the retracement. But if you know, if you don't get substantial buying, it's probably going to come and push down here. So if I was looking for an entry point, so this retrace from resistance down to support, here's our green lines. So, you know, you can kind of frame that up as I have here. This might be a little bit tighter, maybe. This wasn't here last time I looked at it, so this is now interesting because now you have a breakout outside of this trend at support. So you've got, you know, prices come in here, been bought up a little bit, and then you've had that inevitable retrace, and the retrace has been bought up. So that is strength here. So I would, this air here becomes significant. So, you know, you might have even, or you might already be long here at 28-ish. So prices come through that. That's okay. We got a low here of 2675, 2673. So it hasn't washed it yet. I would. So this is an area where you want to buy. You're just kind of waiting for. You've already had the strength, so you could already be long here. I suspect that this green area is going to hold, and I would also be watching, well, this pivot here. So what you know, it hasn't washed this pivot here. It doesn't necessarily need to, but now you've got substantial selling. So for it to, you know, be substantial buying here, it'll need to sort of just push right up very hard. So what I think probably is more likely is that you get a wash of this pivot and this one, hopefully. And so you may not get that. Just keep an eye out here, because price might just push up from here. Yeah. I mean, you could just buy it here. It's just hard. Here's your strength. This is your substantial buying at support. It's left air. You could hit the air. Now it's gone against you somewhat, and it hasn't washed these pivots. But let's say it never washes these pivots and it just stair steps out of here. Where are you going to hit it? You have to think about that. So, you know, you could either get long now, or you could wait for a wash of this pivot here and or this pivot here. So, you know, if the price comes into this green area and leaves a wick, I would buy that. If it's not going to wash any of these pivots, wait for this blue bar to paint in, and then if it breaks above that bar, so these are hourly bars, the break of this, once this hourly bar paints in, if it breaks higher from that, I would buy that. That would be a trigger for me. Because, you know, if you're short-term trading, you might already be long here just off this air. So I don't know exactly how that's going to paint in, but my sort of medium time frame expectation is for that. I think support's going to hold just off that. And then, you know, if it doesn't, expect buying support if it comes in here. That's normally very telling for me. And you don't sort of see price come in this deep off of air like that, but it has. I think support will hold off the back of that. So, yeah. If you wanted to be long this coin, you could buy it, especially if you're going to hold the crypto. If you're going to hold this crypto and just sell it when it gets to resistance, or hold it for the long term, you could just buy it here. And just remember, you know, off a strong leg like that, you know, I'm expecting roughly a 50% retrace and then a push up. So that's going to be the high probability event. So it's starting to show strength at support. Anyways, I hope that's helpful. I wanted to keep that short. That overall looks, that's exactly what I want to see. It's making new highs. It's uptrending. It's appreciating relative to Bitcoin. And what, you know, Bitcoin has been pushing up higher. This has been pushing up faster because it's appreciating relative to Bitcoin. So this is all a good sign. Anyways, I hope that's helpful. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. I'm on Twitter too, @PriceAnalyst, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.